Hello, folks. Lindsey Huddleston with Sports Psychology Solutions back in the building. One of my favorite places, Detroit. Cristo Rey, one of my favorite people, Coach and Athletic Director, Mr. Brandon Peoples. How you doing, man?
All right, how you doing today,
Great,
Lindsey?
great.
Good to see you.
I appreciate the invite to the third annual Detroit, Cleveland, Cristo Rey connection.
Yeah,
St. Martin de Porres of Cleveland coming in.
Yes.
Later on today to practice and tomorrow for the big game, right?
Yes.
Great. Tell me what that means to you. What does that mean to the school and your program?
It's just good to have our kids network and talk to kids that go through the same things they go through being part of a Cristo Rey school.
Mm-hmm.
They ask to balance a lot with athletics, so it's good every Christmas to have them come down and play this game. It's been competitive the last few years. So
that's great.
Yep.
So tell more people about Cristo Rey. I always consider you guys to be a hidden jewel. You made me aware of the unique setting here. Tell people a little bit more about the program, what's happening.
Yeah, so Detroit Cristo Rey is a private Catholic school located in Southwest Detroit. It's a corporate work study school. Our kids go to school 4 days out of the week and work 1 day out of the week at a different company around Metro Detroit.
Let's stop for a second because that can easily go over people's head. Dissect that a little bit more. What does that mean?
Okay, so basically, every day a different class work. So today is Thursday. So our freshmen, if we were in school today, they wouldn't have class today. They would get taken out and go to their work
for a half day or for the entire day.
4 day. So it's a 4 day of work. They go to work at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and they get back normally to the school about 4:30.
Wow.
5 o'clock. So
now, what does that actually lead to other than just an experience? Then does it lead to other opportunities?
Yeah, some kids get hired right out of high school into their jobs that they work here at the school. They building a network of people, and once they graduate high school at 18, they got 4 jobs on their resume. Where a lot of kids at 18 don't have no jobs on their
no direction, no experience. Now, not that we make this for the naysayers, but what do you say to the naysayers when they say, "Well, what kind of job do they get? What do they end up employed at? What happens in their future?"
Right. So, I think our jobs speak for themselves. I mean, you 14 working at GM or Fiat or Masco or DTE. DTE is one of our bigger sponsors.
So this is not McDonald's, Burger King. No knock on that, but
nope.
Wow, Fortune 500 companies.
Right. Yeah, bumping elbows with CEOs of those companies, and people work those jobs 30 years, never met the CEO. Where we got kids here that's meeting them, freshmen, sophomores in high school, and just building a network, man. Learning how to network, learning how to be presentable, learning how to present yourself to people, to put yourself in a better position once you walk out of these doors. We got a few success stories with kids actually being hired, at their jobs once they graduate.
Wow.
So it's a great experience for them. It's a lot, but I think it's beneficial for them in the long run.
Now, is this school looking to close its doors in the sense that you don't want it anymore? You want to keep your population where it is, or do you want to grow your population? What's the goal?
So we always looking to grow our population. Every year the goal is to get 100 freshmen into the school.
Oh, wow.
The last 2 years we've been right at 80, 85 freshmen. We right there. Right. We never want to go over 400 kids. Just because the
100 in each class.
100 in each class.
Wow.
Yeah. So right now we at about 330, 340.
Man, 400 kids. That sounds like one class at one school.
Yeah, it is. But we like the small environment here, the family environment. Just the ability for everybody in the building to know your name or even know what you're going on in life. It's somebody in this school for everybody. No matter if you play basketball or if you do something else, if you're in robotics or if you into drama, it's somebody here in this school. Faculty, staff that's here for everybody.
So what do you say to individuals who say, well, this is not a flagship type school. It's not a name that I've heard so much. It's not one of those names, Cass, Renaissance, with all due respect to those schools that ring out. What do you say as it relates to being an ambassador for this school and this program?
I just think it's just something new, something new that Detroit really doesn't have to offer to a lot of the young men and women that's growing up in the city. Loyola High School also has a work study type of program, but they don't do it until junior, senior year of high school, so I just think, it's just people stepping outside of their box and just giving the school a chance, and just coming over here and seeing what we had to offer, you could tell people till you blue in the face about the opportunities, but at the end of the day, I like to say, I present the opportunity to you, and it's up to you to figure out, if this opportunity is good for you or your kids. You know what I'm saying?
So talk about the sports program in particular. Talk about where you rank in the Catholic League, what type of experience it is. Just just to educate people on that too.
Right. So Detroit Cristo Rey is a part of the Catholic High School League in Detroit. Most of our sports participate in the intersectional 2 division, which is mostly the smaller CD schools.
Okay.
As far as basketballs, we in the intersectional 2. They just realigned our division. So we have Our Lady of the Lakes, Waterford, University of Detroit Liggett. You know, some of those type of schools, Allen Park, Cabrini, Riverview, Gabriel Richard, you know, Shrine.
Oh wow!
So
couple these are schools that, along with their athletic programs, just academically and socially, I mean, these are strong programs.
Right, yeah. So and it's a challenge for us sometimes, you know, just still being fairly new to the Catholic League.
What do you mean say new? How many years has it been?
We've been actually open for 11 years now. You know, but it's still a grind.
Compare that to decades and decades.
Yeah.
Have alumni that go way back.
And years of tradition. So we study trying to build the traditions of, you know, Detroit Cristo Rey, and then being in the old Holy Redeemer building, you know, it's kind of hard to pull away from that those traditions that Holy Redeemer once had, you know. So it's just trying to build the athletic program and you know, the traditions here to you know, be where people want to be here, and you know, just keep growing the program. You know,
you're like a newlywed family. You're building your own tradition.
Right. Yeah.
And Brandon's been a great ambassador. You know, I talk about my special connection with this location with you and our guy Jimmy Sanders, for example. When sports psychology started several years ago, and I got out there, I came here to be part of SBU Small Ball University with our guy Jimmy. You always open your arms to me and welcome me. We've been able to do that. And from that point, the growth has gone beyond just discussing mental toughness with your teams, but also to engage mental health a little bit more. So what does it mean when you hear the term mental health introduced into this discussion now?
Man, I think it's really big, man, because I think we have a lot of students and children going through a lot of things at home and things like that. So I think to have adults that's bringing that conversation to them, hopefully that they'll open up and talk more about whatever they got going on, you know, at home or whatever they're going through internally. What I like to tell them is, this is your outlet, you know, this is your outlet. So when we walk in through those green doors and we in practice, or, you know, you doing something you love to do, you know, that's your outlet. Use that as a release, you know, but we here to talk. If you need to talk, just let me, you know, we got people who've been through everything in life, you know what I'm saying? So I think just putting kids in the right people ear, you know, I think really is big for them.
And for you as a coach, as an AD, as a husband, as a father, you know, your consistency is very important. Because at the end of the day, the kids know that if I don't talk to them today, it's a good chance I'm going to see coach tomorrow if I need that. While I have you here, man, what's really been touching my heart, not just with the discussion about mental toughness, but the mental health piece too, and the sad thing is that so many of our young people are getting to a point where they feel they've lost hope. And we're here to talk of suicide. And I've really been on a mission to not only promote the mental health part of the spectrum, but the other part, not just the mental toughness part, but the other part of the spectrum, which is mental health. There's a great organization, the Association for Suicide Prevention. They have some great resources that are out there. One I'll put up, and this will come up as a little public piece that we want to put out there, is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And they're at 1-800-273-8255. So if you need to talk to someone, you can call. But we've gotten to a point now, Brandon, that with text messages, there's a crisis text line.
Well,
I think that's important. And the number for that is texting 741-741. And the organization I wanted to say earlier is the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. There's a Michigan chapter here. And I just think it's a great resource. And one of their tagline is seize the, there's a moment when you're kind of uncomfortable and whatnot, but you can seize that opportunity to talk about that more and just seize that and have that discussion. So the last thing I'll say is it's really important that we kind of have a little talk therapy, just getting people comfortable, especially athletes, because they're leaders, to be able to talk about these things that are happening. I think that could be a great thing. And I guess what I was trying to say earlier was to be able to seize the awkward, that awkward moment. And I think as a leader, as a coach, when you say, hey guys, it's okay to talk about things, the influence coaches have, man, is some of the most influence that kids have, beyond parents, and not more sometimes. So I definitely want to put those resources out there. And the one other thing I want to share too, from a statistical standpoint, in the Michigan High School Athletic Association, I appreciate you directing me to their great resources. They put some stats out a while ago. It says 20% of the youth ages 13 to 18 live with a mental health condition. 20%. I mean, that's a significant number. Meaning, if you're a coach coaching, teaching, there's a good chance people in your population are struggling dealing with something at the time.
Yes,
11% of youth have a mood disorder, and 8% of our youth have anxiety disorder. And boy, that social media can help in many ways, but it can do a lot to deal with that anxiety.
They're trying to live up.
Yeah.
Trying to live up to what they see on social media.
Right.
You know, we try to tell the boys, like, you know, we didn't have social media growing up. We didn't care about names. We didn't care where you went to school at. Like, at the end of the day, you still had to come play the game.
Right.
I think a lot of kids already get psyched out because they online and looking up all these highlights.
Wow.
And it's like, man, like, just put the work in. And if you do what you're supposed to do, you definitely will be seen. You know, you don't, you know. But social media, like you said, though, is good and the bad with it. It's just how do we promote it to our young people to use it in a positive light?
Right.
You know?
I think we have a great opportunity with great leaders like yourself, and I know you're a real humble guy, but I got to say, great leaders like yourself who show up every day, promote a good message there for these young people, and we're also saying that we can use the platform of sports and make these athletes become more of the leaders in their, you know, particular, you know, cohort of young people to promote positive discussions, to eliminate the toxicity that goes around, and be part of the solution, not part of the problem. So I'm sitting here with Brandon Peoples, a great athletic director and coach for Cristo Rey Detroit, the Wolves. Anything you want to say before we sign off and get you ready for this big game that's coming up?
Just thank you for coming out, man. Appreciate you covering this game. It was very enlightful for our students 2 years ago. I'm actually wearing a Plugged In shirt right now from Plugged In Collection. They sponsored us a couple warm-up shirts this season, and Plugged In is just being plugged, what you're plugged into. Your energy, your network, you know, the people that you're involved in is what you're plugged into. And I just like the message, and I think we plugged in with SPS, and we plugged in at Cristo Rey, and we just plugged in ready for this game tomorrow.
That's great.
Trying to build on our 4-0 record and just keep building it, build a program, you know.
That's it. He's plugged in. He's doing a great thing at Detroit Cristo Rey. Brandon Peoples, keep your eye on him. Don't try to take him away from Cristo Rey just let him keep handling his business. But I appreciate you and all you're doing. Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Best of luck. We talk to you guys soon.